Is the OP-1 field by Teenage Engineering worth $2,000? Not really. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. Okay, the OP-1 field is not worth it for maybe like 90% of people. So who is the other 10% and why am I one of them? Let me just give you 5 reasons why I bought it in the first place. Number 1, it's hot AF. This might be the most important one for everyone if I'm being realistic. I mean, just look at it. It's such an interesting and iconic device. Everybody wants it, but half of the people that want it don't even know the first thing about making music. I believe that Teenage Engineering has situated itself as like the luxury designer brand in the music world. They're all about build quality, aesthetics, and just overall experience. And as someone who owned the original OP-1, the OP-1 field in comparison is way more luxurious. In fact, I've already sold the OP-1 just to justify buying this, and now I'm a little upset that I can't compare, but it is what it is. It's sleeker, heavier, it feels more durable, the aluminum body feels rock solid. I'm loving the on and off switch. I mean, that's just hot. I'm loving the new colors. The new display is crispier and has more information on it. A lot of people said that the original OP-1 kind of looked and felt like a toy, and I'd have to agree with that, especially in comparison to this one, but what do you expect when it's almost double the price? But either way, if you're a producer like me, making beat videos for like social media and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, the OP-1 field, or the original OP-1 for that matter, are gonna turn some heads and people are gonna think you're cool. Sounds a bit shallow, but it's the truth. Number 2, different workflows spark creativity. When it comes to buying any type of gear, all that matters is how you personally like to create and how you feel that these devices can benefit you in your workflow. Me personally, I'm Ableton gang all the way. I'm addicted to my DAW. But as a producer that does YouTube and stuff, I'm always buying the latest gear or getting the latest gear sent to me for free, learning them a little bit just for a video, and then half of the time I'm just never using it again. Unfortunately, my SP404 Mark II, for example, I literally did one video and I never touched it again because I did not feel like learning. But having something interesting like the OP-1 or even the MPC Live 2, certain restrictions that these devices have changes the way you make beats. Like if you listen to Birds of Paradise, a lot of those beats sound different than my usual stuff. That's because I made a lot of those tracks on the MPC Live 2. The OP-1 basically emulates like a 4-track tape system that old heads used to use to make music. And there's a synth engine, a drum engine, you can sample stuff, you can make new sounds. But at the end of the day, when you record something, there's no edit button, there's no undo button. So once you overdub something, you either, if you mess up, it's gone. You gotta delete it and start a new recording, just like a real tape machine. So it really takes you out of your comfort zone and pushes you into a different creative space, which for my lazy self is huge. Now let's get into some more OP-1 field specifics over the original OP-1 with number 3. It's USB-C now. This is a really big deal for me because now that it's USB-C, I can use one cable for everything. So if I want to record sounds from the synth right into my DAW, I open up Ableton, plug in the USB-C cable, switch the input, and boom, I'm recording whatever I'm playing on the OP-1. If I want to sample from my phone or my laptop, same cable, same deal, switch the inputs, and boom. While I'm making beats, if I want to listen on my studio monitors, it's plugged in using the output through Ableton, so I can hear it that way. And not only that, while it's plugged in, if I want to drag in some samples to the OP-1, don't have to unplug nothing, don't do anything special. Just hit COM on the OP-1, open up this little software on your computer, drag it in, eject it, and boom. Now you just loaded up some samples on the OP-1 that you can grab from at any time. There's still the line in and line out or whatever, like you had with the original OP-1, but for me, that was kind of a hassle, having to plug it into my interface, but then if I want to sample something, gotta plug a new chord in, yada, yada, yada. Number 4, there's multiple tapes. So like I said, if you're completely new to the OP-1, it is based on this tape system. But with the original OP-1, you'll make a beat on the 4 tracks that you have available to you, and then if you wanted to make a new beat, you just gotta erase the one you're working on. You just have to export it, record it onto your DAW, whatever you want to do, and then wipe it out and start a new beat. Now, if you're like me, you're bouncing between different projects on Ableton whenever you feel like it. So now there's 4 different types of tapes that give you different sounds, different textures. One of them is super lo-fi, which is dope. And I can see myself using it just to process samples for sample packs and stuff like that. But not only that, now you can make a new project. I think you can have up to 4 projects at once on one tape. And as an added bonus, which is another kind of huge feature, you can rename stuff now. So now when you have a new project, you can rename it right on the OP-1, or let's say you make a new synth. And number 5, there's many small improvements. One example being the speaker. The speaker on the original OP-1 was useless. Could barely hear anything. The OP-1 field, on the other hand, not only is the speaker better, but the overall sound quality has been enhanced, and just the overall gain of it. Everything can get louder now. And there's also another little speaker. I'm not sure if it's a speaker or just another speaker grill on the back that helps with the bass. And it shouldn't be mind-blowing, but like, yeah, you can actually use this thing without headphones and hear what you're doing. Another cool feature is it's velocity sensitive, so no more robotic hi-hats. It's also stereo now, which is like, cool, you know? Who doesn't want stereo sounds when they make beats? I don't know. And on the note of updates, that's another cool feature of the OP-1 in general. It gets software updates. It gets new instruments sometimes. There's a new reverb and other new effects and sounds and stuff like that, which is dope. So yeah, those are 5 reasons why I spent $2,000 on this with my own hard-earned money. But I guess the main reason that I didn't mention that everybody should take into account is simply because I can afford it. I'm a professional producer. L.Dre just isn't my name. I'm a legal corporation in the state of California. So this is a business expense / tax write-off for me. But when you think back to earlier in the video when I said teenage engineering is like a luxury brand, it's like, why would somebody spend $500 on a blank designer hoodie when they can go get that same hoodie at H&M for like 40 bucks? It's because they can. They can afford it, and that's what they like. That's what they want to spend their money with. There's like a perceived better quality. I'm sure some of it is better quality and long lasting, whatever, yada yada. But at the end of the day, money, status, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. I don't want to get into like classism or anything like that, but yeah, it is what it is. That being said, I can easily come up with a ton of reasons why it isn't worth $2,000, even if you can afford it. Like, I'm not really a big fan of the workflow. I know I said the limitations help me be creative, but that's when I decide to be more creative. I mean, it is super portable and I take it everywhere with me. But besides that, I'm always choosing Ableton to make a beat. The way I use the OP-1 is literally just plugging it in, recording sounds into Ableton. I'll rarely make a full beat on this thing from start to finish. That sounds like a headache. So realistically, $2,000, you can get yourself a high-end MacBook Pro and probably have some room left over to get you a nice little DAW, maybe Ableton, FL Studio or something like that. But at the end of the day, everybody who buys this, they already have Ableton, Logic, they already have a MacBook Pro, they already have this, they already have a full studio setup. So that's not really what this device is for. No one is buying this as their #1 professional device to make beats with. Now, that being said, I just sold my original OP-1 for like $750 on Reverb. So now that the OP-1 field is out, I'm sure there's been hella steals for the original OP-1 from around $700 to $800, maybe even $900. If you've never had an OP-1 and you're trying to decide between the original or the OP-1 field, just get the OP-1 field if you absolutely have the bread. If not, but you still want one of these, get yourself a used original OP-1 and you'll be making the exact same beats. But yeah, overall summary, is it worth $2,000? No, I don't even think it's worth it if you're rich. You just have to decide what the worth is. For me, it's gonna look cool in my videos. It's a fun little device to take with me on trips, and that's why I bought it. If you can't afford the $2,000, you don't have to get depressed about it. It's just a piece of gear. Like, I'm not pissed off at the guy in the Lamborghini Urus, even though I really want one. I'm not talking shit about it. I still like it, and it's nice. I probably will never buy it, but it'd be nice to, you know, it'd be nice. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.